Welcome back to yet another episode of Playing Marvel Rivals as a Marvel fan. It is your host it's Alex Lovell. I hope y'all doing well. Today's topic is going to be something a little more unique to me, and I hope that once we get through with it, you'll be able to see it too, or maybe you'll understand why I do what I do. And that is what I'm going to affectionately call the Marvel Rivals hype cycle. I'm trying not to talk through the top register, but I'm trying to get to the bottom register. But essentially that's more of editing notes than anything. The Marvel Rivals hype cycle in TLDR terms is me playing Marvel Rivals, me liking a character or doing really good with the character, and then wanting to do everything and anything to do with that character outside of the game. So, in the footage you're seeing right now, the most recent example of this was Blade, which is a character that is honestly probably one of my top 10, top 15 Marvel characters of all time. A lot of people know him from the movies. His comic book run is a little, I'm going to say shaky or questionable at best. Not that there's nothing good, it's just that he's not a character that's utilized or used that consistently. That's for a whole bunch of other reasons. But Marvel Rivals, when they brought him in with the techno music, the cool Marvel Rivals design. He had the gun and the sword. He had anti-heal, which is something new at the time, and it was looking to be great. Then we started playing him, and he was not great. He was very underwhelming, and that was probably due to people on Twitter complaining about a whole bunch of things, right? And that just led to him not being as strong on release, which led to people not really utilizing him that well. That's when he was mainly just gunman, shotgun dude, and a couple seasons later, a couple buffs later, and they made him to where he's not perfectly top tier. However, he is he's worthwhile to play in my opinion. I was listening to KP Chris, and I was listening to him, and I thought that the changes were awful. And I also told myself, I don't actually know what these changes are. Let me see what they look like in gameplay. But first impressions, they're not that strong. Anyway, TLDR, I started playing him, and he's really fun. He's like probably close to what a Marvel Zombies mode Blade would be in actual competitive play, right? Like, you're not gonna be able to do what he was doing in Marvel Zombies, but these reworks are like really nudging him in the direction. He's really fun to play. Use the vampire mode and the sword and the anti-heal all together as like a awareness type thing. That's not the point. We're not talking about how to play Blade. So the first step is obviously I play the character and I'm doing good, right? And I'm not just doing good, it's like I'm actually playing the character, and I'm actually having step 2, which is getting in the flow state. So I'm not thinking about the scoreboard, I'm not thinking about the team comp, I'm not thinking about the map, I'm not thinking about the moves, I'm not thinking about the matchups. I'm just in the game, and I'm playing, and I'm doing really well to the point where I'm not thinking about it. Then step 3 step 3 is now I'm doing some big plays. Like, for example, I don't know if it's at this point or not, but there's going to be a moment where I get like a triple kill with Blade with my ult. Or there's going to be a point later on where I'm in the spawn room and they're coming out of their spawn and I'm fighting them with Blade in the Blade mode and I'm not dying, and they're all surrounding me, and I'm keeping them occupied in the spawn room, but they're not able to go forward. Like I said, I'm making plays that impact the game, and I'm actually doing something well, again, in the flow state, and it's a character that I actually like. That was step 1. I don't think I said that clearly, but step 1 was picking a character that I actually like and that I want to play. It's even better if it's a character that I liked before Marvel Rivals, right? Like Spider-Man, Wolverine, Iron Man, Captain America, Daredevil, Deadpool, Blade, Black Panther, you name it, Storm, right? Cool. Then we go back to step 2, step 3, now step 4 is we win. Like, if I'm doing all this stuff, step 1 through 3 will get me, I'm feeling good, I'm excited, I actually want to interact with the character. But if we win, now I actually want to play this character again in the next match to keep this feeling going, because this is what I live for in terms of Marvel Rivals. Okay, cool. So then, step 6 is I play the game again. We try to do the exact same thing last match, this match, and we rinse, wash, and repeat until I either lose or I lose that flow state where I'm no longer playing the character that well. Now, when that happens, I already know that I did really good with the character once, so I'm not shaken by it, right? At least not anymore. So now, step 7 would be the expansion period. So in this case of Blade, right? I played Blade, I did great, now I'm off the game, and now I want to watch the Blade movie, or I want to watch clips from the Blade movie. Whether it's the fight scenes, whether it's Sapphire breaking it down in commentary. Now I want to start reading the Blade comics again. Now I want to start, doing some martial arts training, doing my sword training. Excuse me. I want to start playing the Blade games. There's not that many, or games where Blade is in it, like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, or 1, or, the Ghost Rider game where you could play as Blade, as an unlockable character, things like that. I want to start reading or watching Blade in the cartoons. There's a couple, there's an anime, there's guest appearances in cartoons, and then, so on and so forth. When I start doing cosplay, that boost to want to play him or want to dress up as him goes higher. Now I want to start buying an action figure Blade again. It's not just Blade specifically, it's really any character in Marvel Rivals, and it also works on the inverse. Like when I was reading Spider-Man comics, I was reading a lot of different 90s comics, both Marvel and DC, but for this example, let's use Spider-Man. I mean, Spider-Man comics, I'm getting into it. I'm loving the artist, I'm loving the writing, the storyline is getting to me. Now I want to play Spider-Man in Marvel Rivals to keep that feeling going that I had reading the comics, or watching the movies, or the cartoons, or whatever. And now I want to transfer that into Marvel Rivals, because that experience is very unique compared to other Marvel experiences, which we'll get into in another video in the future. But like I said, it works inverse, so it either works in the game and I go outside, or I'm outside the game and I go back in. And like I said, any character this applies to. Now, why this is dangerous is because not everybody is going to want to play the game like this or have this mindset, right? And I'm not trying to force other people to do this. It's just I find myself easier to get in this mindset when I'm solo rank or solo playing, which is both a good and a bad thing, because I do like playing with a team, but at the same time, playing with a team is a different dynamic, and sometimes that dynamic is not helpful for me to enjoy the game. Not saying that every team sucks, not saying that every team is great, not saying that playing with friends is awful, not saying that playing with friends is amazing. It's really depending on the day by day and which group I'm a part of. I'm just saying that, another thing I forgot that I'll definitely make another video of is playing Marvel Rivals with the right soundtrack. It's actually very in-depth, and I will have to make a video on that, because trying to rush it right now would only lessen the impact, and if there was anything that could instantly boost your gameplay, it's putting the right song on for you in that moment to play. But back to the Marvel Rivals hype cycle. It's dangerous because if I'm playing Blade and I want to keep playing Blade so I can keep it going, maybe in that match right now, Blade's not a good fit. Whether they have flyers, whether they have hit scan, whether they have triple support, whether they got a choke point, whatever the issue is, there's something going on, and swapping is a good idea. But I'm such in the Rivals hype cycle mode that I don't want to switch, I don't want to swap. My ego's going crazy, this, that, and third. So now I have a choice. Either I gotta play out of my mind again, or I can just swap. Now, the issue with swapping for me in this case is, let's say I swap, now I've broken my flow with Blade, and whoever I swap to, now I gotta build it back up, and that might not happen right now. Then if I try to switch back to Blade just so I can feel that way, and I felt like I messed up, or my ego is doing whatever, Blade might not be working right now, so now it's doubly messed up. But again, essentially the Marvel Rivals hype cycle is what happens when I play a character, get in the flow state, and then I want to explain or expand and experience that character in their world in many different facets. I don't think anybody else really calls it that. I don't think I'm the only one that does this, but I do know that I'm one of the very few that does this, which, if you look at my channel, kind of explains a lot that's going on, and this is not a Marvel Rivals exclusive thing for me. I could do this with any franchise, I do this with any medium, I can do this with any subject. It's just that right now, Marvel Rivals is the easiest way to explain it. With that being said, that is the end of this episode. So tell me in the comments section below, which characters are your favorite, which characters do you main, and do you ever get in the flow state playing the game? Remember, 1% today equals 100% tomorrow. Make sure to turn your pain into power, and also make sure, hold on, my screen went dark. Also, make sure to just have fun and enjoy the game. It is a game after all. I know that the internet will make you think Marvel Rivals is the worst thing in the world, but I promise you, it is far from it. And remember, Marvel is bigger than just Marvel Rivals.